What is cracking, guys? Mellowlink here. Just wanted to make a quick video on 10 moves that fucking need to go. They need to be nerfed. They're the strongest moves in the game to me. I don't care what anyone else says. This is what I think about the game. I think I've played enough. I can make an assumption on what I think are the worst moves in the game and what needs to be toned down. And I'm actually going to have a suggestion on how they should be toned down as well. So you let me know what you guys think. Starting with the cheapest BS in the game. Like, this has got to be the most obnoxious BS in the world. I mean, look how much chip that did when I'm just blocking. And people say, oh, just step it, you know, if it's charge interrupt, bro, +9. Like, what are you even supposed to do against this move? They made it just absolutely ridiculous. So, this makes Kuma in Heat just brain dead. There's no counterplay. Game's not fun if you don't have counterplay. Usually the way that I enjoy Tekken is I like to beat the other moves with the correct counterplay. So, for example, you know, say this move tracked left to the max and it has no tracking to the right. You know, and I step right. You know, I'm beating that move. So it's up to the bear player then to use a move that tracks to the left to beat my strategy. I mean, a lot of moves that eliminates any strategy whatsoever, and you as the defender, you have to just cop it and wait till their heat runs out, which isn't fun. So that's why I'm really happy that heaps of changes are coming, and I'm hoping these 10 moves, they cop the chopping block. So what should we do about this move? Either make it so you can't do repeated ones in a row, so lower the frame advantage. What I wouldn't mind, you can keep the frame advantage, but lower the tracking. Or you can keep it exactly how it is, but lower the chip damage that it does. I mean, I know they are reducing chip as it is, but, you know, it's just ridiculous at this point, the amount that move does. And it's definitely one of the strongest moves in the game. Like, you see pro players, even pro players, they have to just hold the mix and just keep blocking. And it's not fun to watch, not fun to play. Like, it needs to be changed. So, get rid of the ridiculous Bear Electric. Next, we've got everyone's favorite fuckwit in the game, Yoshimitsu. If this guy doesn't get some decent nerfs, then yeah, the game's still going to be a problem. When he's played at high level, he's just super obnoxious in general. But the one thing that I know everyone agrees, it's this BS. Everyone knows what Flash does. I don't really have to explain it, but just in case you don't know, it's a 6-frame move that activates that, you know, it basically gives them a heat engager. You know, none of your moves are plus. Anything -6 is punishable by this. It's just a ridiculous move. It's got a decent hitbox. You know, anything... Put it this way. I only found this out today. Rage Art activates at 8 frames. Power Crush 7. This is 6. So there's I6. And when you finally respect him and, you know, don't use your frames, he can do things like the full crouch sweep, unblockables. I think it needs to be 9-frame activation. If you're getting punished on -9, it's... Look, honestly, you shouldn't be getting punished for a safe move, but if they want to keep that ridiculous move in there, you know, starting at 9 frames is much more fair than 6. 6, it literally can interrupt everything, and it's just ridiculous. So that's my change for this move. He's still busted in a lot of ways, but if Flash gets toned down a lot, he won't be as unbearable, because at least then you can, you know, sort of pressure him a bit more and have a bit more of frames. I know he has a lot of busted shit like the guard break and things like that, but for me, Flash is the worst thing, and that's what needs to be toned down. So the next up on the busted top 10 moves is Laws 111. There's a 10-frame counter hit confirm, just like Dragonov's. This one here, however, this Dragonov's is -14 if it gets blocked. His is -12, and Laws is the only one in the game that if you do this, it gets a full counter hit. Full counter hit combo. It's the only 10-frame counter hit combo in the whole game. Usually they do just get you a full combo in terms of, I'm talking about heat now, and I mean you could make the argument of the Bears G-Clef. However, that's launch, as you know. both, second and third hit if they don't finish it. It's much more risk. This is 12 and Twitch confirmable. So you can definitely, with Dragonov, a lot of times you can do stuff like this. Like, you can do this. And then if the opponent's going to press something, you see their body move at all, then you can just do 1, 2. And if they don't move, then you basically don't have to finish the string. You're safe. Twitch confirm, however, only get, you get the heat engage, and on hit, you just get a follow-up. So Laws 1, I think should be homogenized, and it should have the same treatment there. So for example, it should also either be -14, and it should also just knock down and you get 1 hit follow-up. I don't think at all it should get a full combo, because that's just ridiculous and hardly any risk, seeing as it's Twitch confirmable. Next move I want to talk about, that I'm sure everyone's been hit by 60,000 times. The most annoying smash in the game, in my opinion. And there's another one on the list that will be right after this that's also very annoying. But essentially, this smash, like, you just can't do anything about it. Even if you know it's going to come, you can space. It's got amazing range here. And then you got to cop, obviously, the Jaguar sprint mix-up after. Does way too much damage, even though it's got amazing tracking as well. It's just got basically every property you need. It does 60 damage. Obviously, on floor, floor break stages, it does a full combo. So this definitely needs to be toned down to either be able to step it easier, or the damage reduction, because when you're in heat, when King's in heat, you just have to accept this, because you're going to get hit by it, or you're going to get it. It's going to be blocked, and you're going to have to deal with the Jaguar sprint. In which case, he's got a billion different options to open you up there as well. So either tone down the damage or make it steppable. Steppable's fine, because he's going to continue Jaguar sprint, and we should be able to punish him while... Alright, the run tracks anyway, so never mind. I was thinking we'd be behind him and we can just run up to him and get some sort of punish. But, yeah. One of those changes has to be made to this move, because it's too busted. Like, if you're on the... whatever it's called, the floor break stage, you basically just have to hold it. You can't do anything. You can't interrupt him. It's just no counterplay, as is with the theme of this whole video. So, needs a nerf, man. So the next one I want to talk about is essentially another heat smash that I was referring to. This one here is another hold it or you die smash. To be honest, like, what makes this move so strong is its range, and damage, obviously. But I just want to see how bad the tracking is. See, it can be stepped or it can be walked, but the damage and range on this is ridiculous, this one. Look at that. I mean, come on, bro. You gotta make it paper thin if it's gonna have that much range, because otherwise it's just ridiculous at that point. Like, you can't even, whiff punish it or space, because you've got the crows after. You know what I mean? Like, you have to just hold that as well. That just needs, literally, maybe the crows don't come out if it whiffs, or make it like, it'd be cool if there's like a mini game in between, like, a strategy like you block the first half and then you step the second half, so that you step the crows and then you can get a punish. Anything that enables counterplay, I reckon, is amazing. Whatever makes you feel more active. No one wants to just sit there and block. They didn't pay $100 to sit there and block for 10 seconds straight and lose half your health to chip. So, next move on the list, I'm sure is on every single person's list. This 2-1, 2-1-4 needs to be nerfed, because Jin can control neutral. If he just waits there for you, if you just wait there for him doing 2-1, anytime you want to interrupt, you got to risk that, and then he gets a follow-up CD1 into more neutral. So, best string in the game, in my opinion. A lot of people won't agree with this. I think it should be -10 if you finish it. It's sort of like a counter hit string, counter hit follow-up, and being only -9, you risk everything. He risks nothing. You can't even reliably step it either. Like, again, just goes back to counterplay. Jins can just do this all day. There's no risk. High mid, it's just super insurance string. Like, you can just never press. You know what I mean? So there needs to be some risk to it if it's going to have a reward. That's my opinion. Like, if they just want to keep doing 2-1 and you don't, you just sit there and block, eventually when they finish it, at least you get something out of blocking. This way, they just continue their pressure for so long. And you have to hope they delay it so you can step it. Otherwise, you get counter hit anyway. The next move on my list, I feel like no one really pays attention to Kazuya. I reckon he's pretty close to being busted. He's got everything. He's just been buffed from the last game, and he was already pretty good in that, in my opinion. Like, you needed execution, though, to be really good. This one, you can be playing with 2 loaves of bread as nubs on your hands to be able to play this guy. Like, forward 2, no execution. CD 1+2, no execution. 2 really good mids. And his heat smash is what I'm going to complain about. So if you're going to block this, like if you're at the wall, right, you're either going to get splat by a mid. If it's a wall break, sorry, you're either going to get splat by a mid for a full combo, or you're going to get tripped by the low heat smash for a full combo as well. It does way too much damage as a combo starter. If you block it, you should be rewarded. It's basically a hell sweep but better, so why is it not launch? 14, not everyone can launch that. Like Brian's, yeah, they'll rejoice. Everyone else, half the cast, they can't even, they can only get a half decent punish, maybe a heat engager, but if they've already spent their heat, you can't even finish him off. I think, considering what he can do at the wall to you, that needs to be launch. You're in a pure 50-50 for your life if you're under 50% health, right? So why can't you deal 50% if you block correctly or you guess correctly? Make it -15. Next thing I want to talk about is Reyna's forward 2. Reyna down players will tell you this has been nerfed and that the tracking's been fixed. You can't really... Oh, I can't hit people. They just keep walking. Nah, bro. This thing's still got too much tracking. The thing is, her stance out of that forward 2, it has way too many options and it's so valuable that it shouldn't be that easy. If you're just going to brain dead forward 2 into your stance, it should have counterplay. Like, if I know the Reyna's going to be doing this, I'll start walking. Look at that. Hits me straight away, right? Both ways, So it's like, yes, they say they remove the tracking. Nah, it needs to be way worse. Like, most, how can I say? Who's a good example? Devil Jin. He's forward 2, right? If he's not completely aligned, you'll see it whiff. You can confirm the whiff down forward 2. Reyna's is like his on steroids, and it has amazing tracking. They say they nerfed it. There might be if the slider for max tracking is on 10, they made it 9. Like, it tracks too much. It should be lowered. So it's going to have to come down to tracking. Yeah, that's all they have to do. Just lower the tracking, and it's fair because, yeah, otherwise she gets into it way too easily, and you have to just hold the mix. Counterplay is the key here, boys. Next, we have everybody's favorite slot machine 50-50 gambling sim mix-up, Lydia's Heat Smash. This one is probably the worst situation in the whole game. Once you block this, if you're at the wall, even in the open, like, you literally... I've got both of them on now, so we're just going to see what the computer does, but you block it, you're -6 at the wall, or even in the open, you're -6. They do the high. You cop. Let's have a look how much it is. Yeah, so you cop 41 damage as a wall splat, sick, and then you got to cop the wall damage, or if it's a wall break, you cop a full damage, full combo from there. It's like there's nothing you can do in that scenario, like unblockable. You can't parry, you can't sidestep, you can't power crush. I don't even know if you can rage art. You probably can't. There's no skill to it. Even doing it, I'm sure if you guys are like good people, you won't enjoy doing this to someone at the wall because there's no... So, to be honest, all you got to do is make one sidesteppable. So you have to guess the wall. If they're going to do the mid, you step. You get the reward. There'll be a massive like whiff stun on that. And yeah, if you step, you get hit by the unblockable. If you duck, you get hit by the mid. I'm more than happy for that. But the way it is now, it's just a complete 50-50. All right. the last one I want to talk about. This bloke here, he used to be known as a hard character, you know, honest. You have to work for your hits. You know, if you were talented and you had good execution, you know, you could do wonders. Otherwise, if you were a scrub and you can't do anything, you're not going to do well with him. Well, guess what? Tekken 8, if you're a scrub, you can now do whatever you want because of this. So this move here, accompanied with his Requiem, which is quarter circle forward 12, which is basically a tracking move. It has tracking both ways. This move here is the most obnoxious BS. Like, they can just throw this out. What I've noticed as well, and this is what I'm going to say to fix it, it has that much active frames, or that many active frames once it's already out, that you go to duck it and punish it, and you're somehow still standing, and you cop the block stun anyway. So basically the reverse of what happened with the electric. So it needs to have more whiff recovery so that you can punish it easier, because, you know, guessing this correctly, it shouldn't be a challenge if you're ducking and you choose the right option. It's already plus, what is it? +5. You know, great tracking. It has a follow-up on normal hit. It's got a full counter hit combo. I'm pretty sure it's like one of his biggest starters as well. Like, what is it? 26 damage counter hit combo starter. Look at that. That's a chunk, bruh. So, you know, if we're going to duck it, it shouldn't be hard to punish it. Look at that. I tried to duck it there and I was still standing. Like, and I know the timing. I've set this up. So, look at that. I ducked and I tried to punish it too early and look what happens. It lingers there too long, you know what I mean? All they have to do is just make sure it's easier to whiff, punish. And yeah, it'll be fine from there. Like, he's still busted with all his taunt BS and his, you know, forward 2-1-2 strings and all that. He's already amazing as it is. I don't think this nerf will kill him, and I don't think this nerf will lower his play rate. But something needs to happen soon because he's too busted the way he is. That about does it, guys. That's my top 10 moves I think needs to get nerfed in the patch. I wonder how many will get addressed. Might make another video to see how many of them we got correct. But yeah, let me know what you guys think and what moves you guys think needs nerfs. And we'll see if you guys agree. That's it for now, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.